you for tuning in. Thanks for being part of our program. And in front of me here, I have got a press release. Now, it's disguised as a news story, but it comes over something called the Business Wire. You've probably seen the Business Wire if you've been on Yahoo or AOL. It acts like a wire service, but in reality, people submit their press releases, and they are released to look like news stories, but they're not. Before I read this, I want you to know this is not a news story. It's a press release disguised as a news story. So here it is. Dateline, New York City. Plus-size women. Fat chicks. Searching for a complete lingerie wardrobe now have their very own store. Lane Bryant, the nation's largest... Why do they even say that? Why would you even use that word in a sentence alongside the phrase Lane Bryant? I don't know. The world's largest women's plus-size specialty apparel retailer is proud to announce its new Cacique, and that's copyrighted, intimate apparel stores, featuring the latest styles and trends in lingerie and sleepwear for women sizes 12 through 28, opening across the country. On March 15th, the 7th, is that Cacique or Cacique? I guess it depends if it's French or Spanish. The new Cacique or Cacique stores. Cacique, by the way, it says once again, has a little R with a circle around it. So that is indeed a trademark, in case you try to steal that name. They offer plus-size women a shopping experience specifically created for them. That's right. What is that like? What is that like? Think about this for a second. What is that shopping experience like? The shopping experience for plus-size women. Here it is. Sounds like a joke, but they're not kidding. This directly from the press release from Lane Bryant. Here is what they feature. Listen to this. Do we have teletype machines to go? This is news. This is big news here. We don't want to let this go by. A little teletype to go with this. Yes. Yes. The new Cacique stores offer plus-size women a shopping experience specifically created for them. Here it is. What would that be? Well, larger dressing rooms with flattering lighting and tri-fold mirrors, allowing customers to view themselves from every angle, ensuring proper fit. I wonder if the bathroom also contains like a Swiffer so you can wipe your ass. Imagine if you're that fat. How do you wipe your ass? The answer is not that well. It says here a special fitting salon has been created, offering a private, convenient, and comfortable space where trained associates assist in fine-tuning lingerie selections. The feminine, romantic, boudoir-esque decor creates an atmosphere where the long, underserved plus customer can feel comfortable, find beautiful lingerie that fits her body, and enjoy a sensual shopping experience. There will also be big gulps of espresso and Cinnabons. I threw that part in. Lorna Nagler, president of Lane Bryant, said, "Our customer has come to depend on the style and comfort of the Cacique," that's a trademark, label in Lane Bryant stores. Now she can come into a Cacique, trademark, store and have a complete intimate apparel experience with expanded selection. Get it? Yes. And personal fit advice in a space created just for her, the big fat chick. Trained Cacique, that's a trademark, by the way, store associates and bra fit specialists are on hand to offer customers personalized bra fittings to ensure that they are purchasing the correct sizes for their bodies. Cacique makes intimate apparel for sizes 12 through 28, with an extended bra size range that goes up to a size... Am I reading this right? This has to be a typo. 48H. I'm just reading it the way they wrote it. Size 48H. How'd you like to see a couple of 48H breasts and the gut that goes with them? Bouncing around in a teddy, heading for you. Not that. This breaking news story from the Business Wire goes on to say, with over 300 styles of bras, panties, and lingerie to choose from, women can create a complete, versatile, intimate apparel wardrobe. Bra styles range from cleavage-enhancing and balconette to full-coverage minimizers and convertible strapless bras. Yeah, if you're that big, do you think any minimizer is going to fool the rest of us to believing you are in any way minimal? Please. In bottoms, thongs, bikinis, boy shorts, cheeky panties, and cotton briefs are available in a multitude of coordinating colors and fabrics. Cacique, that's trademark, also offers sleepwear and loungewear, including satin nightgowns and baby dolls, cotton pajama pants and camisoles, and satin embroidered robes. That's right. Just amazing. More in this story as it becomes available. Much more. In our expanded newscast. We have all the big stories here. The biggest, fattest stories in America. We cover them. Unbelievable. You know, here's the deal. If you're that fat that you're a 48H breast, why bother with lingerie? That's the point I'm making to you. You girls are in a fantasy land if you think that dressing all those old Cinnabons and pints of Haagen-Dazs up in satin or silk or whatever, if you think that's going to make us lust for you, guess again. The reason your husband or boyfriend isn't touching you is not because the lingerie isn't nice enough. It's because you're fat. You're a big fat pig. And instead of buying lingerie, how about you lose 75, 100, 125 pounds? How about you slim down a little bit? How about instead of photoshopping your picture there on Match.com and stretching your body out like Turkish taffy, how about you take the fork out of your mouth, you big fatty? What are you doing? I mean, there's just no point. I mean, sure, go ahead. You want to make stores like this where big fat women can buy camisoles? Well, you go right ahead. God bless America. But any of you ladies thinking of stopping by one of these stores, I'm just saying, why bother? No matter how much silk or satin you put on top of that big fat cowhide of yours, we still know you're fat. And eventually those rolls are going to start squirting out. What is the point? Am I wrong?
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
Well, break it down for me.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-866.
I'm a fairly new listener. I've been listening for about 6 months now. I love the show from day one. I've been hooked. I'm like a drug addict.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. Angela, hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Okay, you know how you were talking about that lingerie, the cacique or cacique? In Spanish, the word cacique is a brand of all these bunch of fattening cheeses, milk, bunch of fattening food. And I thought it was the most hilarious thing when I heard you say that.
Is that like an inside joke over there at Lane Bryant? Or are they trying to appeal to the Latinas out there?
Maybe. I don't know. I thought it was almost...
Well, because there's just one word for them in any language. Moo!
Oh, I love it. That's so true.
They don't call them moo-moos for nothing. You know what I'm talking about?
Seriously. Why even try, right?
Right.
Well, I want to say, I really love your show. I got my husband listening to it. He's listening to it right now.
Excellent.
And I have 3 brothers. I got, they're listening to it too. And I like all the information that you give to both men and women. It's a good show.
Thank you, Angela.
All the people that get upset are just upset because it's the truth.
That's all right with me.
Yeah. Can you blow me up, Tom?
Of course I can. 100-5800-TOM. Here comes Tom on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, how you doing?
Doing okay, Tom.
Hey, I was enjoying a pretty decent bill till you started talking about fat women in lingerie. I had to put that food up.
Why bother with lingerie if you're that big? Just put a tent over it and be done with it.
Man, the harpoon's there, she blows. It gets me, you see a fat woman coming out of a convenience store, got a Diet Coke in one hand and 2 Butterfingers.
I love the ones with the Cinnabons, man. If you want to see the biggest asses in America, you hit into that Cinnabon store over there at the mall or at the airport. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Those things have 1,000 calories apiece.
Hey, it's kind of like that new line of lingerie. It's kind of like them old lard-ass jeans. Remember when they come out with those?
That's right.
Maybe they'll cut the butt cheeks out and let them run around that way. Give a new meaning to the word whale tail, won't it?
Oh, yeah.
I got my kids in college down in Kingsville, Texas. I make him listen to you. I said, listen, one thing you got to do, you got to listen to Tom Leykis. Become a student of Leykis 101.
Absolutely.
Pay attention to the man. He's full of wisdom. Long-time listener, Tom. I appreciate it. I wish you'd take me out with a ball head.
Here you go, Tom. Thank you. Michael on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, what's going on, Tom? This is Mike.
Hey, what's going on?
I'm a personal trainer. When I heard the topic tonight, it blows my mind. I mean, 48H is a freaking parachute. I don't understand that.
It's a punching bag. Come on to the gym. That punching bag's a 48H.
You know, and these women that think that they're beautiful or that they're all that and they can go in there and wear that crap, you know, they're lying to themselves. I don't know how many women come in the gym. I mean, I can make a living doing this because you get these huge fat women coming in and they're crying and they don't like themselves, and I help them lose weight. And when they lose the weight, they always talk about how miserable they were and how much they hated themselves, how much they hated going shopping at those big sizes. All this store is doing is just trying to create money off these fat women, these false hopes, trying to get them to say, oh, you can wear these big old sizes and these big old parachute tent, these nasty thongs. I don't understand it, really. And who the hell are they wearing them for? Because that's
the thing. I think these are big fat women who've gotten bigger and fatter, and their husbands don't touch them anymore, and they think, well, maybe if I get some sexy lingerie, he'll like me again.
You know, and that's they're going down. All their effort is taking them down the wrong road. When you're right, go watch what you eat. Go exercise. Why don't you...
Instead of spending $125 on a 48H bra, how about you get down to spend that on a gym membership and get down to the treadmill there?
You know, it doesn't take a lot. Just quit stuffing your face. You know, go for a walk around the neighborhood. It's nothing miracle. They don't have to go get the gastric bypass or anything. You know, just quit stuffing your face. Quit lying to yourself, because in as many times at the beginning as they lie to themselves, it's always the same. It's always the same. As soon as I finish with them as a client, they always say the same thing. You know what, Michael? I wasn't happy with myself. I hated wearing these huge, pants. I hated people looking at me, and now I've lost the weight. I mean, I don't care. Every woman will lie to you and probably say, "Oh, I'm fine. I like the way I am." It's horse crap. And if you ask them, if I gave you a magic wand to change yourself to any size you want to be, I guarantee you they take it. And why? Because the truth is they don't like themselves. If they were a smaller size and they're healthier, they would be much happier.
That's another good reason not to be with fat women, because they indeed hate themselves. No matter what they say, no matter what groups they join, no matter what protest signs they hold, they eat like pigs because they hate themselves. And do you really want to be with somebody like that?
Of course. You know, it's Fort Worth. It's one of the fattest cities in America. I mean, I can make a living doing this. It's not because I have a bunch of, you know, attractive, skinny women coming in.
Well, why don't we just change the name of it to Fort? Why don't we change the name of it to Fort Girth? How about that?
Yeah, there you go.
And we can talk to the people from Fort Girth and the people from Portland, Oregon.
And let me tell you, every woman out there, listen to this. If this store is false hope, if you go there thinking that some lacy bra with the size, you know, triple whatever is gonna get you happiness, you're lying to yourself. Go do something for yourself.
Right.
Change yourself, because I guarantee you in the end that's what's gonna make you happy. And whoever you're with will see that and be more attracted to that than just dolling up some fat body that's unattractive.
And no point covering up those stretch marks with satin. It's not going to make any difference. Rosa, you're on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Yes, hello, Tom. The reason I'm calling, I have a question. Why is it necessary to have so much animosity towards women?
Oh, I don't have animosity towards women.
Of course you do. And most of you know what, Tom?
Give me an example.
There is men out there.
Dear, why don't you give me an example?
Let me say
you have no. You're not going to say it until you give me an example. No, I'm putting you on hold. You're going to give me an example to illustrate what you just said. In what way do I show animosity towards women?
And not to marry them, to divorce them, these are idiot men that listen to you.
Well, then it's no loss if they divorce you, is it? If they're idiots, are they any loss? You should be happy I'm telling the idiots to get divorced.
No,
I'm doing somebody a favor if they're idiots.
No, Tom, it takes a real man to really have a good marriage. Somebody that knows how to appreciate a woman.
Oh, yes.
Let me ask you something. Are you this cruel to your mother and your sisters?
My mother died in the 90s.
Were you this cruel to your mother when she was alive?
My mother was not the kind of person I criticized.
Your mother was not the person that what?
Not the kind of woman I criticize. By the way, it is you who assume that I'm talking about all women.
Well, you know what? You're always saying something bad about women. Let me tell you something.
I'm always saying.
There is men out there, and I want those men to call you and not be afraid of you putting them down because they like big women. There is actually men out there that
now there's the rub. You're a big girl.
No, I am not a big girl.
Then why are you so concerned about defending the big fat ones?
I'm a woman, period. I am a woman, and I don't like to hear men talk about like this about
This is how men feel about fat chicks. This is how we feel.
If anybody would have put him down like that, how the hell would he have felt?
This is how we feel about fat chicks.
Listen, it's okay if you don't like fat chicks. That's fine, but you don't have to talk like that about them.
I'm just telling the truth. I'm speaking like guys speak.
Have feelings.
That's not my problem. You know what? How about they take the fork out of their mouth? Have some feelings about that.
You know, it's fine that you don't like the big ones, and but you don't have to.
Except for a few chubby chasers and black guys, most guys don't like them, period.
Come on, Tom. There's millions of men in this world.
That doesn't mean they're happy because their wife is ballooned 185 pounds.
Tom,
these guys are not happy that their wife is a 48H, okay?
Well, maybe they like that.
No, very few of them like that. That's a fetish. Very few of them like it.
Real man to call.
Oh, yes, takes a real man.
Wait a minute.
Yes.
It's not all about being physical. It's not about the physical.
It is for guys, dear.
At the end, all good looks are going to be gone.
Guess what? If we do it right, we keep trading up and trading up.
No matter what you do.
And we send all of you to the used car lot when we're done with you. Generally when you've cut your hair short and parked up.
No. It's not when you're done with us. It's when we're done with you.
Oh, really?
Because there is women that drop...
Funny, why are there so many more single women in their 40s and 50s than men?
I'm sorry?
Why are there so many more single women in their 40s and 50s than men?
Because finally women know what they want, and they don't want a stupid-ass husband in the house that maybe they
Well, if it's a stupid-ass husband, why do you care if the guy divorces you? You should be happy I tell these guys to get divorces. If they're so stupid, I'm doing you a favor telling these guys to get out.
I'm just as much of a woman as you are.
I'm sure you are.
I sure am.
Right.
I'm very happy. And let me tell you
You're very happy.
I can put it.
I'd like to speak to your husband.
Excuse me.
I'd like to speak to your husband. I'd like to speak to your husband and see how happy he is.
20-year-olds to shame.
Yeah, I'll bet you could.
And you know that.
Probably when you're eating.
Because there's a lot of 20-year-olds.
Probably at the buffet table.
20-year-olds are great. Let me tell you something.
Oh, sure.
Us 40-something can put those 20-year-olds.
No, you can't. No, you can't. Because when you got naked, you got the big stretch mark.
The L.A. Marathon.
Uh-huh.
It be that big, baby.
Uh-huh. Well, dear, there were many big people out there at the L.A. Marathon. Believe me, it blocked traffic all weekend long. I know.
I look hot, but
sure
I don't use my looks to get men.
No,
I sure don't, because I'm a smart woman.
Yes, you use your brain. You go on Final Jeopardy to pick up guys. Sure you do.
Let me tell you something. I work hard, and I don't even have time to watch TV. But I've been listening to you, and
I see. And your husband's name is what?
I got to say this.
Your husband's name is what?
Listen.
What is your husband's name?
I don't have a husband.
Oh, I'm hardly surprised.
Because, let me tell you what,
because you can't get one, because no man could stand to listen to you.
Of course not. Of course
not.
I divorced him by choice because I wanted to be happy.
Sure.
Okay? But let me
then you should be happy I'm telling these guys to get divorces. I'm doing all these ladies a favor.
No, listen, please.
Listen,
please.
Listen.
I got to hand it to you. I've been listening to your show for a couple of weeks. And a lot more women should listen to your show. And if all those women, because you tell men they should not be committed to women, if a lot of those women start spreading their legs to these knucklehead men, a lot of
that's what they like best.
Decommitting.
Women love when we treat them like crap.
Things that you say.
That's what they like.
Spend no more than $40 on a date.
That's why everybody's ex-husband is a jerk. It's because they love being treated like they're being treated like a jerk.
Tomorrow, and who's going to have all your money?
What?
Who's gonna get all your money when your cheap ass dies tomorrow?
Not you.
Of course not. I don't want
not you.
Money. I have my own.
Sure you do.
Of course I do.
Sure, you're a multimillionaire. I'll bet you are.
But let me tell you something. I do pretty well on my own.
Sure you do.
Of course I do.
You have no choice.
Tell you something.
You can't get a man who'll sit and listen to you.
Date me as a woman because I am a good woman.
Oh, that's why you have to call up and yell at me? That's why you're so upset? If you had self-confidence like you claim to have, you wouldn't have to call in and yell at me like this.
Well,
the reason you're so upset is because you know I'm right.
Just as loud, okay? And let me tell you
the reason you're so upset is because the shoe fits a little too well.
You idiots. Of course you like that.
Sure. Well, if all these guys are idiots, why are you worried that I'm telling them to get divorced? You should be thanking me.
A woman does not like a man.
You should be thanking me.
I'm sorry?
You should be thanking me. If these men are all idiots who are calling in, when I tell them to get a divorce, I'm doing those women a favor. You should be thanking me for the public service I'm doing.
Women, but I know what I did for myself, and I did me a favor.
Yes.
I cannot speak for the jail.
Sure, but you picked the a-hole in the first place and married him.
To call in and defend those women because I don't care what you say.
Defend the fat women.
They might be fat or whatever, but they are beautiful.
Sure. They're beautiful. Yes. On the inside. Look in there. Oh, isn't she beautiful?
Old and alone. That's how you with all your money.
Hang on a second here, Rosa. Let me get Penny on here.
Right?
Penny, what did you want to say to Rosa?
Rosa needs to shut her mouth. That's why she's not married anymore.
No, honey. You must be one of those that spreads her legs for every idiot out there.
No, I've been married for 15 years, honey.
Because I
take care of my husband
Tom,
well.
Not to his little listeners. I call to speak to him, not to you. I have no interest.
Tom, you got a headache here? Because I should have a headache from her.
Talk to him and do it and say whatever you need to say to him.
Is it any wonder she has no husband? Is it any wonder?
And that's all I needed to say to you.
Blah, blah,
you need to stop putting women down. You're a woman. You ought to be ashamed
of yourself. Who are you? Excuse me. He does not put women down. You know the women who feel like you put them down are the...
If those women want to be fat, none of your damn business.
The fat ladies who do not take care of themselves are the ones that cannot stand them, okay?
So why are you so offended? Let them be fat if that's what they want.
That's fine.
Well,
They can
it's
go.
not
They can
your
go on
problem.
their own.
It's not your problem. As a woman, you should be
And why
outraged
should the
that you
man?
put women down.
Why should the
As a
man?
woman,
He
we're
does not.
women. It's not nothing. It's not
Rosa,
about blonde,
I've been listening
Latina,
to Tom
or
for a
black
couple
or
years
white.
now.
It's about
You've
women.
only been listening
and when
for
we
2
women
weeks. You have
start
no
respecting
idea.
each other and standing up for each other, these
Please.
men are going to start.
Penny, are you surprised that she doesn't have a husband anymore?
They need to be
No, not at all.
respected.
Surprised?
But let me tell you
I
something,
would
Tom.
divorce
I will
myself.
still listen to you. Whatever she has to say, she
Oh,
can
my
say to you. I already
God.
said what I need to say to you, okay? God
Yeah,
bless
blah,
you.
blah,
Goodbye.
blah.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis.
1-800-5800-866.
I'm so sick of these girly boys out there. Stop it. Be a goddamn man.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, it's the Tom Leykis Show at 1-800-5800-TOM. Lane Bryant now opening a specialty chain of lingerie stores for fat chicks. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Steve calling from Portland, Oregon. Home of the other white meat on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, you rock, buddy.
Thank you,
I've
Steve.
been listening to you for about 6 months now, and you come up with some funny stuff. But this last one about these fat cows, this is just brilliant, buddy. I tell you what, the last gal, you almost started to piss me off letting her bitch and snivel for so long. Oh, man, if you weren't so brilliant, I'd almost get angry, but you just rock, buddy.
Thank you.
The one thing that I don't get out of this is how do these fat chicks come up with the idea of using all the silk and satin in the world to cover their big old carcasses? There's got to be a finite amount. Then we're not going to have enough for these young hotties to cover them up.
Yeah, that's a good point. You know, we should conserve. We should ration it out.
That's what I'm thinking.
Everybody gets a limited number of square yards of fabric per year. That's it.
And if you're going to cover yourself with a whole tent full, I mean, that should be like once-in-a-lifetime thing there.
Well, now there's a hotel in Germany that charges you more if you're fat. A hotel.
I can believe it.
I just saw this story today. So, you know, I guess fat people need bigger towels or use more water, or they probably use more toilet paper trying to reach around and wipe their ass.
It's funny, Tom. Hey, thanks a lot, man.
Thank you, Steve. Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Phil on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hello, Tom.
Hello, Phil.
Damn, this is great. Hey, the other night, man, we met you at the Kings game. You took your picture with us.
Yes.
You were totally cool, man, so thanks for that.
Thank you.
But, you know, love your show, and you're hitting on a good subject. The guy or the lady or the committee who is coming up with this idea is a genius. Because, hey, there's a market for every idiot or group of idiots out there.
Oh, hey, you know what? I'm all about free enterprise. You know, I always say, God bless America. Making money is what it's all about. But it's the fat cows who are in denial. Do they really think if you wrap that 38-inch gut with enough satin and silk that we're going to find it attractive? Guess what, ladies? We're not.
There's not a single man who thinks that stuff is attractive. Okay?
Right.
You're in denial.
Any man who tells you, oh, honey, you look so beautiful in that, he's lying. You're fat. You're a big fat thing in satin is what you are.
I tell you what, I can do ugly, but I can't do fat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can, guess what? You can turn the lights off on ugly.
Yeah, but not fat.
Fat is fat in the dark.
Ugh.
That's right.
I gotta go. I think I'm nauseous thinking of it.
I understand, Phil. Thank you for that. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Rob on the Tom Leykis Show.
What's up, Dad?
Not much, son.
Hey, I just had to comment on that last caller, Rosa. That chick is out of her mind.
Uh-huh.
She's talking about how there are these guys that have fetishes for big women. The only guys that pull big women are the ones that do it because that's all they can get. If they had the opportunity to find women that were more attractive, they would be all over it.
That's right.
And, you know, if that's the case, that there are fetishes, you know, you don't see attractive women that have fetishes for fat guys. I mean, who does this woman think she is? Also, you know, she's talking about, how these big women have great personalities. That's because they have to manufacture personalities.
That's right.
If they were their true selves, nobody would even talk to them.
Absolutely.
They're repulsive.
Their self-hating selves sticking their face into the KFC bucket.
That's right, man. Hey, could you take me out with a bong rip?
Here you go, Rob.
Thank you, Tom.
1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Rod on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey, what's going on, man?
It's doing a radio show here, Rod.
How you doing?
Great.
Great. Listen, I'd like to sit there and ask you, what is the most beautiful feature on a woman?
The most beautiful feature on a woman? I don't really break women down into body parts.
Okay.
So I'm all about the whole package.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I think is the most beautiful feature on a woman, and that is her face. Okay? When I look at somebody, I've got to see a beautiful face.
Right. And how many chins are your limit? Do you have a limit on chins?
No, I have no limit on chins.
No limit on
but
chins.
I'll tell you one thing. Yesterday evening...
It's like counting the rings on an old oak tree. How many chins does she have? 3, 4? Who cares? The more the merrier.
Well, I'll tell you what. Yesterday evening, I sat there and I met a woman that I looked at her, and she was just so absolutely beautiful in the face and so forth. And when she got up, she was a little bit larger. She was what you would call voluptuous. You know what I'm saying? She is no Ally McBeal, little skinny thing or anything like that, but she was absolutely...
Nobody is suggesting that women should look like stick figures. We're just suggesting that anything over the average weight for that height is too much.
Right. Well, I'm just telling you that this woman was absolutely beautiful, but to a guy like you, you would sit there and say, man, she's a fat...
She probably was fat.
I think she was absolutely beautiful.
How much do you think she weighed? How much do you think she weighed?
How much do I think that she probably weighs? She probably weighs maybe about 210.
210?
You know, but I'll tell you
except for chubby chasers and other fetishists like you, everybody thinks that's fat. You know, there's no height on a woman. The women at the WNBA shouldn't be 210 pounds. Are you kidding me?
I'll tell you one thing, though, Tom. You are not a romantic guy, because I'll tell you...
Oh, stop.
At least one beautiful thing about any woman that's out there.
Not a romantic guy.
The sound of her voice, the figure...
Fine, you know what? I'll have phone sex with her. I just don't want to have to be putting my hands on a tub of goo.
Then something's wrong with you, Tom.
Nothing is wrong with me.
Wrong with you, especially
men want hot chicks. Hot chicks are 5'7" and 120 pounds. That's hot chicks. Hot chicks are 36, 24, 36. That's a hot chick. Or 34, 24, 36, or something like that. They are not 210 pounds. Not in my world.
Well, Tom, then you're incredibly shallow. You know what I mean?
No. Here's the difference, Rod. How much do you make?
Shallow, man.
How much do you make, Rod?
I make $115,000 a year.
You realize you can get much hotter chicks than that.
I've got something so much more than what money can buy. I've got a relationship.
I know, by the pound. You got it by the pound.
What?
Do you roll her in flour and look for the wet spot? Do you do that?
Oh, God, she leaves everywhere. You wouldn't believe
well, I'll bet she does.
No
probably, but yeah. Well, after you eat all that Kentucky Fried Chicken, the grease all over the sheets.
I'm not even talking about my wife. My wife is about maybe 145. She's fine.
Oh,
I'm
I see.
talking about this woman that I saw last night.
Oh, so you've got chicks on the side, too?
Stunner. Absolute stunner.
Yeah, 210 pounds. Beautiful.
Thunderbolt, Tom?
Did you say to your wife, did you say to her, can't you just gain 75 pounds, honey? Look at her.
Oh, God, no.
She's hot. Why don't you look like that?
Different. It wasn't, I'm telling you, Tom, I looked at the woman and said, oh, my God, you're big and you're beautiful. I looked at her face, and her face just absolutely...
So what? Imagine that beautiful face, a woman who hates herself so much she can't put the fork down. She keeps shoveling the food in. Imagine a woman with a beautiful face, how sad it must be to be so self-hating that she can't stop eating. Think about that.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM. Tom Leykis.
Tell me about your dates.
Basically, we spent a week in bed.
You spent a week in bed. There's a date. My kind of date.
The Tom Leykis Show.
Tom Leykis Show. Rob, hello.
Hey, Tom, this is Tom. Hello.
Yes.
Tom, what's up, man? I just wanted to tell you you rock, first of all.
Thank you.
And I'm calling from Hollywood, and I just wanted to let you know that I recently got out of a relationship 1 year, and the woman I was with decided, in the course of that year, she wanted to pack on 40 pounds. And when I met her, she was an actress. She looked great, and she's still beautiful, but, she just started packing it on, and I had to end the relationship because of it. I couldn't deal with it. It wasn't the same girl. I'm a good-looking guy, and I can get half-decent-looking chicks, but we had something good, and she let me down big time, my friend. So.
All right. Well, thank you. Kenny Chesney, everybody. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. This is Tina on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hi, Tom.
Hi.
First of all, I have to say thank you for finally opening other people's ears up and letting them know that it is not okay to walk around looking like a fat slob. I am absolutely disgusted, especially in Southern California, with the way that women walk around. You need to cover that. It is not cute.
Right. How do you like this? A chain of stores for women to get lingerie if they're fat.
No, Tom, it's not okay. Put the Twinkie down, go to the gym, work on that treadmill, and make your man happy.
Absolutely.
The Tom Leykis Show.